What's up, guys? Tricks02 here with another edition of What's New WWE Night of Champions 2013. That's went off the air, and it was a pretty decent show. If you're looking for pretty decent matches, it's the pay per view for you. There wasn't really a match that was really lacking on the pay per view. Then again, it wasn't the greatest pay per view ever. I believe SummerSlam 2013 was a little bit better than this, but nonetheless, pretty solid matchups on this card. I'm going to run through every single one of them for you right now. Now we started off with the kickoff show before the pay-per-view began. There was the kickoff show. Started off with a panel with Booker T, Santino Marella, Josh Matthews, and Alex Riley. The kickoff match, however, was a tag team turmoil match to determine the number one contender for the Shield's WWE Tag Team Championships. The tag team turmoil match included 3MB, Tons of Funk, the Real Americans, Primetime Players, and the Usos. Match wasn't. It's nothing to really talk about in that matchup. It was kind of a short match. But the rules. Let me tell you the rules. The rules was kind of like a gauntlet match where you have to a tag team comes out, and when they get pinned, another tag team comes out. The last tag team remaining wins the matchup. And the winner of that match was it came down to the Real Americans and the Primetime Players. Primetime Players get the victory and move on to the tag team match later in the matchup, which I will be getting to in a little bit. But we kick off the show. The show opens with Paul Heyman trying to convince Triple H to not allow him to compete in the elimination handicap match with CM Punk because he's afraid for his well-being. He doesn't want to get in the ring. This is not something he wants to do. He's really scared. And he kind of screams at Triple H. He apologizes for doing so. And basically Triple H says that he poked the bear. And he didn't forget that tonight is Night of Champions where all championships are defended. And he noticed that Curtis Axel's championship was not defended. So he makes him defend that championship in the first match of the night, which is Curtis Axel versus Kofi Kingston for the Intercontinental Championship. Very solid matchup between Curtis Axel and Kofi. Both of them going to work very well. It all ended up. It seemed like Kofi was gonna come out on top. He had a really close SOS. Axel went for his. I'm not sure what his finisher's called, but that neck breaker of his and counter into the SOS. I thought that was it right there, but somehow Curtis Axel kicked out. Then eventually he hit his neck breaker and beat Kofi, defending his Intercontinental Championship, which was very good. I agree that he shouldn't have lost the championship, because if he was lost the championship, it's like, how in the hell would he beat CM Punk later in the matchup? So that was a good call for WWE keeping the title on Axel. After that, we had the Divas matchup, which before the matchup, AJ was walking towards the ring, and she walked past the other Divas, Layla, Alicia Fox and Oksana, and asked them would they be helping her tonight again, and they basically walked away from her, and she was on her own. So it was the Total Divas, Natalia, Brie Bella, and Naomi. It was Natalia versus Brie Bella versus Naomi versus AJ, and like we all thought we were going to see the Total Divas, all three of them basically took out AJ, beat her up at the beginning of the matchup. There's a couple of botches here and there, but unless it was a very solid matchup. I mean, it's been a while since I've seen a lot of false finishes in a Divas match. Usually you see one roll up or a finisher, and it's all over. The only weird thing was in that matchup where Natalia went for a double sharpshooter, and she put the two Divas on top of each other, and the ref wouldn't count for some reason. I mean, I understand you're trying to do a spot, but at the same time, it was kind of weird seeing both shoulders down and the guy's not counting. So I was like, that's kind of weird. But we got to see the cool spot of Natalia putting him in a double sharpshooter. But then again, AJ got Natalia in the Black Widow, and she tapped out, defeating all three Total Divas and showing exactly why she is the Divas champion. After that, we had the World Heavyweight Championship matchup between the current World Heavyweight Champion Alberto Del Rio and Rob Van Dam. This match was definitely RVD's longest match back since returning to the WWE. Very solid matchup. Del Rio and RVD surprisingly really worked great together. There was really no any kind of botches or anything in there. We saw basically everything that you would see from both competitors. But in the end, RVD went for the frog splash. Del Rio put the knees up, caught him in the cross arm breaker, and RVD finally got towards the ropes and held on. But Del Rio refused to break the hold, thus the match ending, and Del Rio losing the matchup but keeping his championship. So and then at the end, Del Rio tried to attack RVD with a chair, but thanks to Ricardo, RVD got the upper hand and hit him with the Van Terminator, basically the coast-to-coast RVD maneuver, which is pretty cool to see. So hopefully we'll see another RVD Del Rio match in the future. Next we have Fandango versus The Miz. Nothing special, just an extra match on the card. In the end, Fandango wins the match. Nothing special. There you go. So after that, we had CM Punk versus Curtis Axel versus Paul Heyman in the handicap matchup. Very good match. I love the story of this matchup. CM Punk and Curtis Axel had a pretty solid match. It was like what 7, 8, probably like 7. Yeah, I say like 7, around 7 minutes of them going back and forth. But in the end, Kurt Axel will eventually tap out to the Anaconda Vice, which means that Paul Heyman was on his own. Paul Heyman tries to leave the arena. CM Punk chases him, brings him back in the ring, and commences to beat him down like he beat him down on Raw. Kind of repeatedly hitting him with a kendo stick, and even getting handcuffs and handcuffing his hands behind his back so he can't defend himself. It looks like he was about to break his face like he promised, but then nobody thought this would happen. But Ryback, the big bully, that's right, the bully, Ryback came out and drove CM Punk to a table that was already set up in the ring. So I think we have our new Paul Heyman guy, which is Ryback. We're going to see what happens with that. So in the end, Paul Heyman does not get his face broken, and Paul Heyman and Curtis Axel win thanks to Ryback. The new Paul, I believe, will be the new Paul Heyman guy. Next, you have the United States Championship match between Dean Ambrose and Dolph Ziggler. This is probably one of my favorite matches on the night. Very, very good match. I'm not going to go on that much about it, but in the end, Dean Ambrose hits his headlock driver, defeating Dolph Ziggler, retaining his U.S. Championship. Just moments after that, the rest of the Shield came out. Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins to defend their WWE Championships against the Primetime Players. Very solid matchup. The crowd really popped for the Primetime Players. The Primetime Players, I believe, are really getting over now. People are getting behind Titus O'Neil and Darren Young. Very solid matchup. I can say that Titus O'Neil is getting even better in the ring. He's starting to find his way, which is really cool. I'm really happy to see this guy. From where he was at NXT to where he is now is a huge difference. But in the end, they were so close to winning the titles. But Titus O'Neil actually hit the Clash of the Titans. But right after that, when the ref was getting distracted by Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns hit the spear, and Seth Rollins pinned Titus O'Neil 1, 2, 3. Shield retained their WWE Tag Team Championships. Next, we have the main event. It is the corporate man, the face of the WWE, Randy Orton, going against everybody's favorite bearded goat, Daniel Bryan. Yes. And this match was definitely a good one, a great main event. Daniel Bryan, what are you going to expect? Randy Orton and Daniel Bryan, two of the best workers in the WWE. Going against each other. We already seen matches in the past that we know that these guys can put on great matches. We've seen it in the past, and there was no disappointments here. We saw everything that you could see from these guys. No, I really have no complaints for this matchup. It was probably a very solid matchup. Will I say that it was better than Cena and Daniel Bryan at SummerSlam? Probably not, but then again, it was still good. The best thing to take away from this matchup is the fact that Daniel Bryan beat Randy Orton, another top name, clean. He hit him with that knee and knocked him out. 1, 2, 3. Daniel Bryan is your new WWE champion, which is amazing. He beat him clean. It's telling you that this guy is the real deal now. Daniel Bryan is no longer that weak link. They're really building him up to be a top player in the WWE, and I love it. So he wins his second WWE championship. This time nobody interferes. The fans get to celebrate with Daniel Bryan. The one thing to take from that finish though was the fact that the referee Scott Armstrong, it was kind of a fast count. It was 1, 2, 3. It wasn't 1, 2, 3. It was like 1, 2, 3. It was kind of fast. So expect to see some kind of controversy tomorrow. I wouldn't even be surprised if Daniel Bryan is stripped of the WWE Championship tomorrow night on Raw. Because of what Scott Armstrong did, and maybe Scott Armstrong may get suspended or fired or something. Just suspect something with Scott Armstrong and Triple H tomorrow night on Raw, because I think it's going to be something. But for what it's worth, Daniel Bryan wins the championship, and it's pretty awesome. So the only title change at Night of Champions was Daniel Bryan, which was, in my opinion, a pretty cool thing. So nonetheless, I get this pay-per-view a 4 out of 5. It was definitely not the best match, not the best pay-per-view, but pretty good, pretty solid. So, what's your opinion? Have you seen it? What was your opinion on the match? What's your favorite matchup of the night? Leave those below, comments below, subscribe, rate. Stay good, everybody. Monday Night Raw tomorrow night. Peace.